Hello and welcome to Issues from Twitter, where we pick issues from Twitter and we discuss them here. Today we'll be looking at a tweet from Dr. Great Oracle, whose Twitter handle is at Abdul Mahmoud 01. And this tweet goes as follows. It says, just looked up Peter Obi's following. That's the people that his handle is following, out of curiosity, really. Struck by this, he doesn't even follow a single group dedicated to the obedient movement. Does it matter? Yes. If your followers invest in you, you only have to reciprocate same. And then he says, again, it affirms what his critics say about him, too insular that his network was only around his cycle of friends. That following list appears to affirm this. And then there were people who came, as usual, attacking. Why are you doing this? One of these tweets here from someone called NSCOBK1 at Machiavelli275. He says, this is quite unnecessary, sir. You wouldn't have tweeted this if you were a true supporter of Obi. A true supporter of Obi will tweet that, will point that out. A true supporter of Obi will never be afraid of pointing out mistakes to Peter Obi. A true supporter of Obi will hold him accountable and hold him to higher standards. A true supporter of Obi know that even if a mistake is made, that it's a mistake of the heart, not mistake of the head, and that the right thing will be done about it. One of the things that people do is to try to shield leaders away from scrutiny. Then that means you're not sure of the leader. That means you're afraid of him. It's making blunders and all of that. We see some presidential candidates that are not even allowed to go before media. They're always being kept away. Why am I even talking about presidential candidate? The president that we have today, he's been shielded from everything because people are afraid of him, that he will make blunders. If you know that you have a candidate who have competence, character, and capacity, then you shouldn't be afraid. We are all humans. We make mistakes. And when we make mistakes, these mistakes should be pointed out to us. When they are pointed out to us, we correct them and we become better. What does this say? The following. There are many things that will happen, because when you go through, I have never even bothered to go through the following. I'm hardly on Peter Obi's Twitter handle. And then after that tweet, I actually went in and I checked the following, and it's bad. And I'm so glad it's a supporter of Peter Obi that actually pointed this out. It would have looked worse if it was the non-supporter, because the way they would have used that and played that, and you really will not have, you'll be feeling, yes, you will agree with them that, oh, that's wrong, but the way they will bring it up, but a supporter bringing it up even made it so much easier. Because of the fact that he might, whether the handler or the Peter Obi himself, they might not really have, because of so many things on ground that it's being done. I mean, the last thing you're thinking about is who are you following and stuff like that, which is where a team, because the communication team, these are the things that they should be looking at. How does this optic looks like? Those are the people that are supposed to be making this decision, coming together. So you not necessarily say, but at the end of the day, the buck stops at the table of the leader, and he must take responsibilities for that. So you find out that in that this thing, he's following article, which is normal, which is to be expected. He's following article, campaign groups and networks and whatever, but there was none of Peter Obi's own. And the fact that he's following them would be from the fact that 2019 election, they all, because these are the team that were working for them and everything. So 2019 election, he followed all of that. And then an oversight, he forgot, which is that, when they say you make mistake of the head, there's difference between mistake of the head and the mistake of the heart. The one of that, it's not as if you intended to make the mistake, but it did happen. So those ones you can always understand that the one of the head is when you sat down and you calculated yourself to make the mistake, because it's not even a mistake to you. That's what you wanted you wanted the thing to be. And so there's a difference. So for him now, he really maybe just those kind of oversight where he didn't even remember, he didn't even think about that thing, a whole lot of things that are being done and running up and down and going to different places. So that's the last thing that he was thinking about. And so, but guess what? When this was pointed out to him, to say, this is what is happening. He has corrected the mistake. So otherwise, he didn't think about it, but somebody has pointed it out and it's corrected. Guess who is better for it? It's the Peter Obi himself. I don't know why people are always afraid of criticism. Criticism makes you better. If you are a leader, the last thing you should ever do is to look at people who are praising you. Look for the people who are going to look you in the face and tell you where you're doing wrong. Look for the people who are going to tell you what is it that you've not done. Yes, Oliver Twist, they will ask for more and more and more and more. That's how you'll be better. That's how you challenge yourself. That's how you keep going. As a leader, your focus should not be on who is praising you today. Your focus should be on 100 years from now. Who will be praising you? Are you putting things in place so that 100 years from now, your leadership will be felt? Abraham Lincoln, he has been gone how many hundreds years ago? But they still talk about him. There are certain presidents that even in this 21st century, or let's even say the 20th century, nobody even remembers them. The Tafawa Balewas, they still talk about Nnamdi Azikiwe, Sardauna, Obafemi Awolowo. They still talk about them. There are so many other people who are there, even they are alive, that nobody is even talking about them. So as a leader, your focus is not who is it that is going to be praising you, who is it that is telling you that something, oh, you've done well. Your focus should be who are the people who are pointing out every mistake that you do. And one thing that people must understand is that whatever it is that is not a big deal to you, that is you. So somebody else is a big deal, and they have a right for it to be a big deal. How do you come and tell somebody you are not a true supporter of Peter Obi because you wouldn't have to do, you are criticizing? Who is it that they will not criticize him? Peter Obi is looking for a job. He is looking for a job. He's an employee. He's a potential employee. He's not anybody's oga. We are his ogas. We are the ones to tell him what to do, how to do. If he say jump, he say how far, how high. That's the way it is. All of this mentality where Nigerians sort of like worship leaders, it needs to stop. Stop it. We are here to ensure that we have good governance, accountability, and transparency, transformational leadership, servant leaders. That's what we are looking for, not the ones that come and write shots over people's head. And sycophancy, it derails. Sycophancy is one of the ways where leaders lose it. Everything derails. You now begin to focus on how do you look good, how do you not look good. Your business is not to look good. As a leader, you will make mistakes. And so when I see people saying that, oh, I saw somebody that, oh, don't try not to make me. We will all make mistakes. We make mistakes. The most important thing is that when you make mistakes, you will recognize your mistake, you accept your mistake, you apologize for mistake, you learn from mistake, and you be better and do better. That is it. There are things that will come up. When they come up, you say, this is it. When somebody has done good, we should be able to say, this is what the person has done good. Otherwise, you will also turn out to be the same kind of people that you are looking at, like say, are you okay? The people that even with the failure that we see today, they are still defending. There are people whose yesterday's failure up to today, they are still defending it. Because for them, they must defend a leader at all costs. No, that's not it. Anybody that does not do the right thing will be held accountable, will be called out. And with this street, that he has done the right thing, because which is there are a lot of people who has, you see the amazing people who are doing so much for Peter Obi. Young people are putting their everything on the line. They are putting their lives on the line. They are putting their wealth on the line. They are putting their time, their energy, their everything on the line to work for Peter Obi, and he wasn't following them. That's not nice. Not even one at all. But with this talk now, he has corrected it. And that's the way it should be. You listen to people, you hear people. As a leader, you collect feedback. Anybody who wants to actually do great things in leadership position must be ready to listen to the people. Don't listen to people who tell you are the best thing after jollof rice. Now, lie you are not. You must listen to people who are telling you where is it that you're not getting it right. What are the things that you're going to do? That's where you become better. And when you fix this thing, it's you that will end. It's your administration. It will be your leadership. You'll be the one to take the glory. You'll be the one to take the goodness of it. It's not any other person. Nobody is going to say, if they say they are going to say Peter Obi's administration, then they are not going to say Peter Obi and whoever it was that was criticizing him that he did the right thing in administration. And for those of you, please, this sycophancy, please keep it. Please, can you pack it and go and drop it in the ocean? Drop your sycophancy in the ocean. We don't need it in 2023. Enough of the sycophancy. Sycophancy have kept Nigeria for over how many years? We need to do away with it. We need to come to a place where we know that whoever it is that is in office, they are there to work. Power, they say, power, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And if you're not there to call somebody out and tell them where they are not doing the right thing and caution them, you will not know when, even the person, you will not know when you start changing. So it's very necessary. And another thing is that governance is of two sides. Dr. Obi is always hammering this thing in. It's of two sides, demand and supply. Those who are voted into office, what do? They supply good governance. Those of us who vote them into office, we demand for good governance. So it's not as if you are going to vote and going to sleep and not do anything and not even bother. You will demand for this good governance. And they will supply for that good governance. That's the way it works. So as a citizen, you are not a slave to anybody. And anyone who is in office, when anything happens, you call it out. It's fixed, done. This whole issue now is fixed, it's done. Shikena, people move on. Everybody have learned. He learned to listen, and that's it. For those of you who keep coming out to attack people when they are holding public servants accountable, stop it. Like I said on that, even the food he eats will be criticized. Somebody will wake up and say, I don't like the shirt you are wearing. He has a right. He's the one picking it. He has a right. If you don't see it as a big deal, no problem. Go your own. Nobody asks you to criticize that issue. But the person that sees it as a big deal, the person is going to say something about it. And that's what is most important. And so please, 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 let's stop all of this mentality of defending leaders, or when they criticize, they're coming to attack fellow citizens. For me, it's a mental captivity kind of thing. I've always wanted, since 2014, I've been on the side where people have always attacked me. Since 2014, APC, PDP, they've always been attacking me because me, I don't care. I will criticize you when you've done something that needs to be criticized. And I will praise you when you've done something that needs to be praised. When it's something worthy of praises, I will praise you. You don't concern me. I know they fight with anybody. I know like anybody. I know they fight with anybody. My own is that as long as you work for Nigeria, me and you, we are good. We are cool. We are good. If you are not working for Nigeria, we are not cool. We are not good. No, forget that one. Me and you know they the same this thing. That's why I said to a lot of people, I said, don't even think that me and you we are on the same side. For me, you've joined me where I am. For me, it's all about Nigeria, and I'm ready to fight for it. I'm ready to give it my all. I'm ready to put everything on the line and say we are looking for the right person that will work for Nigeria. I'm not looking for numbers. I'm not looking for anything. I just want somebody who is going to work for Nigeria. And there are a lot of people like that. If there are certain issues that you do not feel anything about, you feel that you don't care about them, they are okay. It's okay for you. That's you. Some people have higher standards. Some people are more, their tolerance level is very short. That's what I've always said to people. Me, I don't have long tolerance level. And I don't say, oh, okay, let's be waiting to... If I see now, I talk. I'm over. At the moment I finish talking about it, I'm done with it. I've moved on. What's the next one? You can do something, 11:30. You can do something that I will criticize you. 12 p.m. 30 minutes later, you do something that I will praise you. I will praise you. I'm not going to say, oh, because I just criticized you now, and then no, I don't have that time. That's why you see me at the glow, even with that Vaseline for my face, because I don't keep anything in my mind. I can praise you 12:30. 30 minutes later, 1 p.m. I will criticize if you have done something that of criticism. There are people who deal with issues as they are not the one that's okay. Let's keep keeping them. Let's keep keeping them. Let's keep keeping them. Let's keep keeping them. What's the meaning of that? No. So please, 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 let's all remember one thing. Every citizen has the right to criticize whoever it is in office. Everyone. If you don't want to do your own criticism, it's okay. But don't tell somebody not to. If you want to be praising, be praising. That's your business. Don't tell another person to praise if they don't want to praise. And if they want to criticize, don't tell them not to criticize because you don't want to criticize. Let's get that right, please. Sycophancy, let's drop it in the ocean. As we are moving towards 2023, please. Thank you very much.